Today we're going to be tying the soft water PMD. So a little background on the origin story of this fly. A couple years ago I was on a section of the Lower Provo that just gets absolutely hammered by fly fishermen. It's a long glide right next to one of the parking pullouts that usually has a bunch of rising fish in it and is definitely a popular spot to fish TroutFlies. Well, I was in that section and had a pod of pretty decently sized fish working upstream of me that were taking PMDs off the surface. I went through pretty much my whole fly box. Every PMD dry I had in it, I tried. Whether it was last chance cripples or parachute style flies or atom style flies, nothing seemed to work. I just wasn't able to get anything to commit. The water I was in was really slow, soft water, and I feel like the fish could just tell the difference from the naturals. So I got frustrated and went home and sat at the vise to try and come up with something that I felt could catch these fish. I ended up tying a few patterns, and this was one of them. And this is the one that ended up doing real well in that same water when I went back a couple of days later. It's the same PMD hatch, and I probably caught close to a dozen of these fish I couldn't get to commit to anything a few days ago, or a few days before. So, over the past couple years, it's proven to be a great producer for me. It works especially well on heavily pressured water and with fish that just end up seeing a lot of flies. I encourage you to tie up a few of these. In the vise, I have a Mustad 94840 dry fly hook, size 16. I'm going to be tying in my materials with fluorescent shell pink 70 denier UTC thread. Let's bring our thread almost to the back. For tailing fibers, I'm going to be using microfibbits. This is light dun colored. Strip off a couple fibers. Then measure out something about the length of the body. A little bit longer is okay. Then make a wrap. And then take both sides and make sure the microfibbits are lying on top of the hook. And then you can kind of move and adjust them until they're the right length. That looks pretty good to me. So get them tied in so you know they're still on top of the hook. And snip off the tags. Bring your thread back to the tails. Make one good wrap to kind of hold it in place, and then come under the tails with the wrap. And kind of pull your thread forward, and then make a couple more. These will help, that wrap will help prop the tails up. So once they're propped up, they'll be a little easier to split. Split your tails, and then carefully make one wrap in between them. Kind of get them in an orientation you like, and then lock that wrap in. So this will help make sure the tails stay split. That looks pretty good. Next, take this is like a Hendrickson light pink colored turkey biot. I feel like a lot of our PMDs around here are pretty, kind of have that pinkish tinge to them. And these match the naturals pretty well. To get this biot tied in all the way to the tail. Then bring your thread forward. Then make touching wraps. Up towards the front of the fly. This will help give the fly a little bit of bugginess and segmentation. And then tie off your biot. Then you can either snip off or tear off the tag end. Our next step is to take some web wing material or wing sheet material. So I've cut a strip off of this and folded it in half. And then I'm going to take my scissors and make a little bit 2 notch cuts on each side. And then unfold it. And what you'll get is something that looks like that. We're then going to figure 8, tie this in about 1/3 of the way up the body. Figure 8ing will make them lay perpendicular on the hook. Once you have your wings tied in and you're reasonably happy with the orientation, you can fix it a little bit later, but that looks pretty good to me. Take a hackle feather. This is a light bar ginger hackle feather off of a whiting half cape. This is a variant I was able to pick up. It's got light bar ginger, some brown in it, some badger, and a few furnace in there too. Just a really versatile cape that I found that covers a lot of stuff. But strip off the fuzzies and then tie in your hackle feather using those figure 8 wraps. Next, we take a little bit of superfine dubbing. This is light Cahill. And just create a thin dubbing rope. Just a little more. Just a super thin dubbing rope. And we're gonna figure 8 this as well. Just to kind of build up the body a little bit. That looks pretty good. And then take our hackle feather make one wrap around the back, one full wrap. Then you come underneath and make a figure 8 wrap. Like that. And one more wrap around the front. And then lock it in. You can kind of jiggle your thread through the hackle fibers to not trap too many of them. Then come in and snip your hackle feather off close. And then immediately go into a 4 or 5 turn whip finish. All while trying not to trap fibers, so wiggle your thread through as you do your whip finish. Our next step is to snip the hackle fibers off the bottom of the fly so it'll ride a little bit lower. You can come in here and try and get all the ones that are pointing downward. To finish off our wings, just make some angled cuts and kind of cut them to the size that looks good to you. Looks proportional to the rest of the fly. That looks pretty good. Clean up a little bit more down there. And that's it. That's my soft water PMD. So how this fly fishes is it'll ride low on the water surface, and then usually one wing, if you have them angled kind of in this orientation, one wing will be on the surface and one wing will be up off the surface, and it'll look like a PMD struggling to break through the water tension. And even if fish get a really good look at it, I still find that they'll take it. If you enjoyed this fly tying tutorial, please remember to like the video and subscribe to my channel to see other fly tying and fly fishing adventures. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.